Okay, you're just gonna have to get over my hair. Just pass it. So I have my cupboards overhead, right? These ones, you know, the one that Emmie loves to be in. And she's been getting like super possessive about this cupboard. Like, you put your hand in there, she's gonna rip your finger off, right? And I was like, I don't understand why it's the food cupboard, but it's like canned food. Like, what are you gonna get to? So anyway, I've just worked out what it is. So I've opened the cupboard beside it, right? But I don't know if you can tell up there, there's a gap between this cupboard and the cupboard next to it here. Do you know what's in that cupboard? Look, sugar. I have probably got a diabetic bird or a bird with a severe sugar addiction. Have you got anything to say for yourself, miss? Anything at all? Unbelievable. I am making a new intro and it's not ready yet, so hope Emmie was enough for you. Okay, this week we are off to a few free sites. This one is Lake MacIntosh, stunning place. Stit Falls, wow, what a day that I caught that on. It was ferocious. This is a donation site, the Roseberry golf course. And also going to talk to you a little bit about audiobooks and a little app that's a bit of a secret. This is a monumental walk at Montezuma Falls, and then we're going to finish the video off with West Coast Wilderness Railways. So let's get going. Right, if you're going to Tasmania and you're a fisherman, this is the place to go. Lake MacIntosh, and you can take your little tinny and put it out on the lake or a canoe or whatever. It's free and you can camp there. There's no facilities there, it's for self-contained only. What a stunning place, honestly, it's just adorable. This is driving out and you sort of go down sort of under the dam a little bit, and then you can see now I'm coming up from it, and that's the view of it. It's really actually a lovely little stay, so mark that in your books because it's well worth it. Wasn't a great day when I went, as you can see from the photo. It's kind of not sparkling, is it? But nice place. As always with the waterfalls that I shoot, there won't be much vocal, but Stit Falls is in Roseberry, just before Montezuma Falls, and it's well worth a look. It takes about 10 steps to get there. It is brilliant, 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 and I caught it on a really, really rainy day, and man, did she put on a show. So it actually runs through the whole town of Roseberry, so there's a few shots here of it running down to the waterfall. Enjoy. Okay, obviously being a solo traveller, I spend a lot of time driving and bored. Do I have any poo on me? No, okay. I've got some poo remnants. That's you. Anyway, forget the poo, forget the hair even. Yeah, I can't explain this. Anyway, there is an app called BorrowBox, is what I want to talk to you about. It's like Audible. If I say Audible, you'll know what I'm talking about. That's an app with audiobooks on it, and you pay for each book, and etc, etc, etc. BorrowBox is the same, but it's free. Why would you not want to know about it? So it's basically you have to have a library card, so you can go into any library if you haven't got one already. Go into any library in Australia and get signed up for a library card, because you actually need the number on the library card or your account number. So and then you can actually download the app BorrowBox, which is here. This is what it looks like. And then you can actually download for free any of the audiobooks in the library, and there is buckets of them. Okay, now the benefit to this, apart from the fact that it costs nothing, is that it goes across all genres, right? So you can get books for kiddies if you want to shut them up for a little while. You can actually give them an audiobook, and they can and you don't have to carry books with you and things like that. So it sort of saves you on weight, it saves you on time, it saves you on money. Yeah, great, like why not, right? Now there's a couple, I go through about 2 or 3 a week, depending on where I'm driving. If I'm driving across the Nullarbor, I'll probably go through one a day. Yeah, so and I've got some favourites that I've already had, but I only listen to autobiographies, so that may not be your thing, but there is a couple that are absolute standouts that you really may absolutely love, so I have put them on there. In particular, the Tattooist of Auschwitz and the cave one. I forget the name, I'll put it on screen now. It's the 2 West Australian divers that went over to save. Do you remember the boys that got, the soccer team that got stuck in the cave? They went over and they were instrumental in the rescue of these boys. They wrote an autobiography, or not an autobiography, but they wrote an account of this event, and outstanding. Absolutely listen to it, even if it's you and your hubby driving along in the car. Fantastic listen. So yeah, just making a mention of that because they are brilliant books. And here are some others that I liked as well. It's super easy to use the app. I'll go through it with you now. You gonna say bye? Sugar addict, freaking diabetic. Bye. Okay, this is the app here called BorrowBox, the green one. So yeah, basically go to the library, get a card, that'll give you a library number, and then open the BorrowBox thing, and it will come up with, what's your library card number and all that, just for the setup, okay? You can use an existing one, doesn't matter whereabouts in Australia it's from. If you don't have one, just go to any library and grab one there. Simples. Okay, so then once you get in, you come to this sort of interface, which basically is your loans and your reading, and that'll tell you what books you've got on at the moment, and yeah, etc., which you won't have any at the time. Down the bottom here is audiobooks. Boom, hit that. And then you can go to genres if you want. There's adult, young adult, children, all releases, genre, categories, featured, etc. So just go wherever you want to go. I usually go into the adult because I listen to autobiographical stuff only, really. A couple more I want to mention is this one here. Brilliant, brilliant book. Tattooist of Auschwitz. Unbelievable. It's kind of like the Titanic is not the story of a boat, it's a love story. That's what this is. It's not Auschwitz, although it is, but it's based on a love story written by their daughter, believe it or not. Michelle Obama's Becoming. Fantastic book. Wow. Anyway, I'm sure you will find some, but there's lots. It just depends on the genre that you want to listen to, and yeah, enjoy. Okay, this is Roseberry Golf Stay. It's a donation site. So if you like golf, take your gear with you. There's putting greens and there is all the other golf stuff. I don't know what it's called. It's pretty though. Honestly, not really sure where to start with this one. This is Montezuma Falls, and I am a large lady, and this was a 12-kilometre walk, which I did. It was just over 12 k's actually in 3 hours, to go, prepare to die. So that's when I started. That was when I left the car, or yeah, a few steps after, and I timed the whole thing for you. It's incredible. I was just I have to say I was a little bit disappointed because there's an awesome suspension bridge at the end, but they don't tell you that it's not working. And you think, come on, I've just walked 6 kilometres for it and it wasn't working. So, I was a bit disappointed in that. The fall is not disappointing though. That is pretty special and you're going to get wet. Look, see, bridge unsafe. Okay, as you know, I don't really stay at caravan parks much, and this is in, where is it, not Strawn, the one before it, Queenstown. Queenstown Cabins, honestly, nicest people you will ever meet. And you know what I loved about this camp? It might be a bit old-fashioned, I get granted, right? But A, it's super clean, and B, it just feels really personable. It feels like home. And there's a wealth of information from the owners of this camp. They are just the sweetest, kindest people. So definitely give a look in there and go and see them and stay there. Best shower you will ever have, ever, period, ever. Brilliant. I was so clean, I was like squeaky. a few pictures of Queenstown. There's not a whole bunch in this town, to be honest, but the West Coast Wilderness Railway is there. That's the station, and I can't recommend it enough. Wow, 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 wow. So while we're at that, we'll move to the next part, which is the West Coast Wilderness Railway. Okay, there's a couple of different options you can do with this railway. First of all, though, you need to book it way in advance, okay, because it's booked out. There's not many seats because of COVID. So there's two different trips. There's one Queenstown to Double Barrel and one Queenstown to Strawn. Both of them are return, so that you come back to the same place. And yeah, one is 4 hours and one is 10. So I did the 4 hour one, it's the only one I could get on, and I did the top package one because I couldn't get a standard seat. I was sitting at the back of the carriage, that was my view there, and I had a little balcony and everything, and they serve you food on that on the upper level. So yeah, well worth it. Look, I thought it was going to be a bit special. It is a steam train. I've never been on one. It's powered completely by steam. You had to stop and fill up with water and everything. And it was just magical. And you sort of sit there and you're like rocking for the whole day. That was the train driver. He was so lovely. There was two train drivers. There's another guy there as well. You'll see him in a minute. And they actually turn the train around. So you go to the halfway point, you get out, you can go and walk around the forest, and because there's like a little forest walk there. And yeah, they sit here, and that's actually so rich and lush in there. It's crazy. And while you're doing that, they're turning the train around. So they turn it around on this big lazy Susan, and it was awesome to see. Look at this, look, dun, 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 dun. Look, by hand, and then it goes backwards, boom, 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 and picks up the train. So you go forward and then you come backwards on the way back. So awesome. Anyway, that's it for this week. I don't know what's on next week yet. It's too much going on, so just wait and see. So I'll see you next Friday. Thank you again for your support. It has been awesome, and I appreciate you very much for taking time out to watch my silly videos. Okay, have an awesome week.